Welcome to Rapid Fire Crypto. Today, we're going to be unpacking this buzz around DeSci and why major figures like Vitalik and CZ are backing it. Seems like everyone's talking about how DeSci could revolutionize scientific research using blockchain tech. But how much of it is hype?
Well, what's fascinating here is that while DeSci is definitely a hot topic right now, there's real substance behind the excitement.
Okay.
Our source for this deep dive, the Milk Road newsletter, highlights how DeSci is attracting attention from these crypto giants, and for good reason.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Sure.
I get that DeSci stands for Decentralized Science, but what problem is it trying to solve?
Right.
Is the current scientific system really that broken?
Well, think about it. Okay. Traditional science funding is notoriously slow and often favors established institutions.
Okay.
You have these gatekeepers controlling which research gets funded and published.
Right.
And even when studies do get published, they're often locked behind these expensive paywalls.
Yep.
This limits access to knowledge and it slows down progress.
So is DeSci trying to cut out the middleman and democratize the whole system?
Exactly. Imagine a world where researchers could connect directly with funders, pitch their ideas to a global community, and publish their findings openly for everyone to access.
So it's like a GoFundMe for science?
Yeah.
But with blockchain tech ensuring that transparency and accountability.
That's a great analogy, but it goes beyond just funding.
Okay.
DeSci is also exploring ways to use blockchain to create these immutable records of data, track contributions and intellectual property, and even build decentralized platforms for peer review.
That all sounds pretty revolutionary.
It is.
But let's get into some concrete examples.
Okay.
The Milk Road newsletter mentions some specific ways DeSci is already making waves.
Right. One exciting development is the emergence of IP NFTs.
Okay.
Think of it as a way to tokenize intellectual property, allowing researchers to own and monetize their discoveries in new ways. This could incentivize more groundbreaking research and make it easier to collaborate and share findings.
IP NFTs? That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
So instead of a patent that's locked up in legal jargon, you could have a digital token representing ownership of a scientific discovery. That seems like it could be a game changer for collaboration.
Absolutely. And another area where DeSci is gaining traction is in building what are called DAOs, or decentralized autonomous organizations, dedicated to funding and governing research projects.
Gotcha.
These DAOs allow anyone to contribute funding and have a say in the direction of the research, making science truly community-driven.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could really shake things up.
Yeah.
But what about the quality of the research? If anyone can propose a project and anyone can fund it, how do we prevent the spread of misinformation or poorly conducted studies?
That's one of the biggest challenges DeSci is grappling with.
Yeah.
And the Milk Road newsletter rightfully points it out. With traditional science, you have peer review and established journals acting as filters.
Right.
But in a decentralized system, building trust and ensuring quality control is crucial.
So how are they addressing that? Are there any solutions in the works?
One idea gaining traction is the development of reputation systems built on blockchain.
Okay.
The idea is to create a transparent and verifiable record of a researcher's credentials, publications, and contributions to the scientific community.
Yeah.
This could help distinguish credible researchers from those peddling misinformation or conducting shoddy work.
So it's like a decentralized system for vetting researchers and evaluating the quality of their work.
Yeah.
Kind of like a blockchain-based peer review system.
Precisely. It's still early days.
Right.
But these reputation systems have the potential to be a powerful tool for ensuring quality control in a DeSci world.
This all sounds promising.
Yeah.
But I'm curious why major figures like Vitalik Buterin and CZ are so interested in DeSci. What's in it for the crypto world?
Well, you have to remember that blockchain tech isn't just about finance.
Right.
It's about creating open, transparent, and secure systems. And that has applications far beyond just cryptocurrency.
So DeSci is like a proof of concept for how blockchain can be used to solve real-world problems beyond just finance.
Exactly.
So DeSci is like a proof of concept for how blockchain can be used to solve real-world problems beyond just finance.
Exactly. And that's a huge win for the crypto community.
Right.
By showcasing the power of blockchain in a field as important as science, DeSci can help attract more investment, talent, and mainstream adoption.
It's like DeSci is opening up a whole new frontier for crypto, showing the world that this technology isn't just about speculation or making a quick buck.
Precisely. It's about building a better future, and that's something that resonates with a lot of people, both inside and outside the crypto space.
Yeah, the Milk Road newsletter mentioned how Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, tweeted that DeSci is the next big thing. It seems like a pretty bold statement. Do you think he's right?
Well, it's certainly a strong endorsement from one of the most influential figures in the crypto world.
Yeah.
And it's not just hype. When you think about the potential impact DeSci could have on fields like medicine, climate science, or even space exploration, it's clear that this movement has the potential to be truly transformative.
So let's dive into some of those specific impacts. How could DeSci actually change the game in these different fields? The Milk Road newsletter highlighted a few examples, right?
They did. One area where DeSci could have a huge impact is in drug discovery and development.
Oh.
Right now, the process is incredibly slow and expensive, with pharmaceutical companies often holding tight control over their research data.
Yeah.
DeSci could change that by enabling researchers to share data openly and collaborate on a global scale, potentially leading to faster breakthroughs in treatments for diseases like cancer or Alzheimer's.
So instead of each company hoarding its data and trying to be the first to market, you could have a global network of researchers working together to find cures more quickly. That sounds incredibly promising, especially for those of us waiting for new treatments.
It is. And it's not just about speed.
Right.
DeSci could also lead to more affordable treatments by cutting out some of the bureaucracy and middlemen that drive up costs in the current system.
Okay. So drug discovery is one area where DeSci could make a real difference. What about other fields? The Milk Road newsletter also mentioned climate science.
Yes. Climate change is another pressing issue where DeSci could play a vital role.
Okay.
Right now, data on climate change is often scattered across different institutions and governments, making it difficult to get a complete picture.
Yeah.
DeSci could help by creating a decentralized platform for sharing and analyzing climate data, enabling researchers to collaborate more effectively and develop more accurate models to predict and mitigate the effects of climate change.
So DeSci could help us address one of the biggest challenges facing humanity.
That's pretty impressive. Any other examples from the Milk Road newsletter that stood out to you?
They mentioned how DeSci could be a game changer for space exploration.
Okay.
Think about it. Space is the ultimate frontier.
Right.
But access to space is currently limited to governments. And a handful of billionaires, DeSci could democratize space exploration by enabling citizen scientists to contribute to research and even fund their own space missions through DAOs.
Oh, that would be amazing. Imagine a world where anyone with an internet connection could contribute to our understanding of the universe. It's like taking the spirit of open source software and applying it to space exploration.
Exactly. And who knows what kind of breakthroughs we might see. Perhaps DeSci could even help us discover extraterrestrial life, something that traditional science has yet to achieve. That's a pretty mind-blowing thought.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back down to Earth for a moment. While all of these potential applications sound incredible, I'm wondering about the practical side of things. How far along is DeSci really? Is it just a bunch of theoretical ideas, or are there actual projects already underway?
It's a fair question, and I'm glad you asked it. While DeSci is still relatively early in its development, there are already a number of exciting projects making real progress. The Milk Road newsletter actually highlighted one specific example that I think is worth discussing in more detail.
Yeah.
It involves a company called Molecule, which is building a platform for connecting researchers with funders and facilitating the development of new drugs and therapies.
Okay, so Molecule is like a real-world example of how DeSci principles are being put into practice. Tell me more.
Exactly. Molecule is using blockchain technology to create a more efficient and transparent marketplace for drug discovery. Researchers can use the platform to showcase their work, secure funding, and even tokenize their intellectual property using IP NFTs. This allows them to retain ownership of their discoveries while still making it easier to collaborate with others.
So it's kind of like a decentralized venture capital firm for scientific research, but with the added benefit of blockchain tech ensuring transparency and accountability.
That's a great way to put it. And what's really exciting is that Molecule has already facilitated the funding of several promising research projects, including one focused on developing a new treatment for COVID-19.
That's incredible. So DeSci is already having a real-world impact, even if it's still in its early stages. What do you think the next few years hold for this movement? Do you see it becoming a mainstream part of the scientific community?
It's hard to say for sure, but I think the potential is definitely there. As more people become aware of the benefits of DeSci and more projects like Molecule start to demonstrate its real-world value, I believe we'll see a growing number of researchers, funders, and institutions embracing this new way of doing science.
It certainly seems like a movement worth watching. But let's not forget about the potential challenges we discussed earlier. Ensuring quality control and building trust in a decentralized system is no small feat. Do you think DeSci will be able to overcome these hurdles?
It's definitely a critical issue and one that the DeSci community is actively working to address. As I mentioned earlier, the development of robust reputation systems is key, and we're already seeing some promising solutions emerging. Ultimately, the success of DeSci will depend on its ability to strike a balance between openness and accountability to create a system that is both democratic and trustworthy.
That's a great point. It's like any new technology, DeSci has the potential for both good and bad. And it's up to us to ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely.
It's like any new technology, DeSci has the potential for both good and bad, and it's up to us to ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations to explore both the potential benefits and the potential risks of DeSci. The Milk Road newsletter does a great job of highlighting both sides of the coin, and I think it's something that anyone interested in this space should be aware of.
For sure. So if I'm a researcher or someone who's passionate about a particular scientific field, how can I get involved in the DeSci movement? Where do I even start?
Well, the good news is that there are already a ton of resources available online. The Milk Road newsletter is a great place to stay up to date on the latest DeSci news and developments. They often feature interviews with key players in the space and provide links to different projects and communities that you can join.
So it's like a one-stop shop for all things DeSci.
Pretty much. And beyond that, there are a growing number of DeSci communities on platforms like Discord and Telegram, where you can connect with other like-minded individuals, learn from experts, and even contribute to ongoing projects.
It sounds like DeSci is a very welcoming and collaborative space.
It is. One of the things that really drew me to DeSci was the sense of community and shared purpose. There's a real feeling that we're all in this together, working towards a common goal of making science more open, accessible, and beneficial for everyone.
That's inspiring. And I think that's a great note to end on. So for our listeners, if you're curious about the future of science, if you believe that knowledge should be freely accessible, or if you're just excited about the potential blockchain tech to change the world, then I highly encourage you to check out DeSci. You might just find yourself at the forefront of a scientific revolution.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
And of course, a big thanks to the Milk Road newsletter for providing the insights that fueled this deep dive. You can find a link to their website in the episode description. Be sure to subscribe for your daily dose of crypto wisdom.
It's a must-read for anyone interested in the crypto space.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and stay curious.